Welcome back to the Hannity College Forum. All right, immigration. How many of you think that those that entered this country without respecting American law and sovereignty should be able to get citizenship? Raise your hands.
I think it depends.
Depends on what?
I think it depends on if they've shown that they've been in this country for a long time and they are being economically productive, trying to live out the American dream by coming here. And I really would like to see some more Republican support and comprehensive immigration reform, because I think it's going to be a hot issue to win the Latino vote.
Here's a question. How many think we should secure the border first so that you end the problem?
I agree with that. I agree with that, definitely.
Who else agrees with that? You agree with that as a Democrat. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a bill on the floor currently that hasn't been voted on. That was written by Senator Chuck Schumer, and that it's a bipartisan bill with Republicans and Democrats. And so, you know, I think that this is not as good a bill as I would pass, but I think it's one of the major steps towards having comprehensive immigration reform. And I'm really happy to hear.
So if they secure the border first?
Yeah, they secure the border first. Okay. That is one of it.
What if they just say, okay, you didn't respect our laws and sovereignty, we'll let you stay, but no citizenship? Would that be okay?
No,
that's not. They've got to get citizenship.
For one reason, because people have been in this country for, I mean, I know so many kids who I went to high school who were who came in this country at a really young age. They grew up as Americans. They deserve to be Americans. They do not.
That's a slap in the face of the people who respect the laws of Americans.
They go to the back. But they came here at no fault of their own.
But it's still a slap in the face for someone who works. You know, they should improve the time it takes to become an American, because we have this long bureaucratic process where it takes years to become an American citizen. So instead of giving amnesty to these illegal immigrants, improve the system that's going on now so we don't have to take 8, 9 years to become a citizen of the United States.
Should we send them back? He's asking.
Should we send them back?
What you're saying before, I don't think we should send them back, but don't make them citizens of the United States.
Okay, all right. Let me ask this question. Race relations in America. Who left? Somebody did. Has America made enough progress, or are we still very divided? Questions. How many say very divided? Okay, in the back. Let's go there. Go ahead.
I mean, obviously, I'm a black person, so I walk in this world every day. I do not feel, I mean, it would appear that there's this idea, and there's the idea of color blindness. Like, I don't see color, we're all equal. And this idea of this level playing field that has been drawn for people, especially like me, being a person in higher education. You're assumed to be educated in all of these things, and so I am, you know, it looks like I have equal benefits to many of my white peers, right? And that's not the same, because I experience things that are very different, right?
Do you think most Americans are racist?
That's not. Do I think most Americans are racist? No, but do I think most?
Do you think they're racial?
Do I think most Americans are educated on the privileges that they receive due to race? I definitely do not think that people understand what it means to be privileged in this country based on your race. I mean privilege beyond just white privilege. I mean privilege across the board, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sean, I think that as an immigrant to this country, to the United States, I believe in the hard work that you put in, and it will reflect your character. And so when I'm walking down the street, it's very different. It's a very different relationship that I have with different people. But at the end of the day, I'm working hard. I'm getting ahead based off my work and not relying on others.
That's interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just say something about stop and frisk? I grew up in the city, so I know
New York City.
New York City. I grew up in New York City. I have a lot of friends who are African American, and they've been stopped by cops. I think one of my friends was stopped over 200 times in a span of 4 years. So I mean, this is kind of thing that you cannot ignore as a New Yorker, as an American. You cannot ignore the fundamental issue that there is in this country about race. And thank God that the stop and frisk was considered, the practice of stop and frisk was considered unconstitutional, because inherently it is.
Okay.
So look at the standard ground law too. So I mean, regardless of how you feel about it, the application of it has been that 50% of the time that older white man, you know, self-defends and kills a younger black person, they're let off 50% of the time. When it's an older black man killing a younger white boy, it's 10% of the time. So I think
in Florida, it's interesting. Even though the Zimmerman case wasn't about stand your ground, the stand your ground statute has benefited black Floridians much more than white Floridians.
How has it benefited black Floridians?
In other words, they've used it successfully in the courts as a defense.
Right, but it works against them. It only works for them 10% of the time.
It works for them. Over 70% of the time.
I'd like to see where you got the statistic from, because that's not true.
I'll give it to you soon.
Okay.
I want to say this. I kind of want to ask my peers, like, for our generation, you know, is that prevalent? A lot of times we speak in terms of, you know, people in the media or people who are way older than us. And I look around campus today, you know, a lot of times we self-segregate ourselves, different ethnic groups into different student organizations, into multicultural centers. So a lot of times, if we are thinking about we're in 2013, we want to move ahead, but on college campuses, we tend to have these programs.
Going off of that, I think a lot of racial resentment issues I've seen even at my university have come from some effects of affirmative action, because white people on our campus believe that a lot of the minority students are only there because they got in on the basis of their ethnicity or race.
That's an assumption that people shouldn't make.
No, it's true, but I think that there definitely are still some remaining race issues at our school due to some of those problems.
All right, I have a last question, because, by the way, you've been a great audience, and I especially like pushing you. But no, seriously, I feel like we've bonded, and you're not going to convert me to Karl Marx. But what I'm encouraged about is that you're engaged and as informed as you are. That's really encouraging to me. What I'm concerned about most is if the opportunity that I've had in my life is going to be available for all of you. How many of you worry about the American dream not being there for you? Hands up. How many disagree? How many think it's there? No problem. There? Yeah. I think yes. Yeah.
You're
just because I went to NYU doesn't mean you get. Yeah.
I mean, just the American dream to me, it's kind of this idea that's been brought up, but to me, it's only about hard work. It's what you put in, and it's not a dream. It should be something that is available to everybody. And if you work hard, if you pay taxes and you get a lot of locked back from the government, as in you have a lot of opportunities, then you can succeed. And it's wonderful that you did succeed, and I hope that everybody in this room succeeds as well from their hard work, not from the idea of a dream.
The only thing no one disagrees with this. Everyone wants the American dream to be there. It's been said before, and it should be said again, that there's far more that unites us than divides us. And this is a perfect example where, you were talking earlier about working your way through college. You think that you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps. That's amazing. That's awesome. And that's what everyone should be able to do. We just differ on how to get there.
Problem you're going to have, and I'll say this, is in my hope for you all, because I really want all of you to succeed, even the liberals, especially him. But once you start paying those taxes, I want you to come back and see me, and we'll talk. But I'm worried that all this debt, we've conditioned the American people to think the government's the answer. And if I can give you one small piece of advice, and this goes to what you were saying, is that the more you depend on yourself and work hard, as she was saying, the more likely you're going to be successful. Because I'm telling you, when you look outside yourself, the government can't save you. All right, that would be my only bit of advice. You've been a great audience. Congratulations to all of you. You all go to great colleges. Give yourselves a big hand. And you did a great job. Thank you all. That is all the time we have left this evening. As always, thank you for being with us. Let not your heart be troubled. The news continues. We'll see you back here soon on Hannity.